Picture this: a sun-scorched world, barren and cracked, stretching endlessly under a merciless sky. No life-giving oceans, no gentle tides, just dust and desolation. What if our Earth had never formed oceans? And let's find the answer to the question, what if? Earth's formation without oceans would drastically alter its geology and climate. A different accretion process, lacking volatile materials, might have resulted in a thinner crust and less tectonic activity. This would significantly impact atmospheric composition, potentially leading to a hotter planet with extreme temperature variations. The absence of water's moderating influence would amplify these effects. For example, the lack of significant water vapor would mean less heat retention, potentially leading to larger temperature swings between day and night and across latitudes. This, combined with altered atmospheric gases, could create a much harsher, more unstable climate than we experience. Life's very genesis hinges on water. Without oceans, the primordial soup necessary for life's emergence likely wouldn't exist. The evolution of terrestrial organisms would be radically different, favoring extremophiles capable of surviving intense heat and aridity. Instead of familiar fauna, we might see life forms with vastly different metabolic processes, possibly utilizing alternative solvents or energy sources. The possibility of complex life, let alone intelligent life comparable to humanity, becomes exceedingly unlikely in such a harsh environment. Evolutionary paths would be constrained by the extreme conditions, potentially leading to simpler, more resilient organisms adapted to this parched world. This alternate Earth offers a compelling thought experiment on the fundamental role of water in shaping life as we know it, highlighting its crucial role not just for our survival, but for the very origins of life itself. Without oceans, Earth's atmosphere would be dramatically different. The absence of water's regulatory role would lead to a vastly altered balance of gases. Carbon dioxide, for instance, might accumulate to far higher levels, creating a dense, potentially toxic atmosphere, much hotter than our own. Oxygen levels would also be affected, likely far lower than what's needed to support complex life. This altered atmospheric composition would cause extreme temperature fluctuations, resulting in widespread desertification and possibly intense, frequent dust storms. Rainfall, as we know it, would be virtually non-existent, and any weather patterns would be driven by drastically different processes, perhaps involving extreme temperature gradients and powerful winds. The familiar water cycle would be absent, leaving only a harsh, arid landscape. Without oceans, geological processes would be drastically altered. Erosion and weathering, largely driven by water, would be significantly reduced, resulting in landscapes vastly different from our own. Coastlines, river deltas, and canyons, all sculpted by water, would be absent. Continental drift influenced by ocean currents and the weight of water on tectonic plates would likely proceed differently, leading to unique landmass configurations. Volcanic activity might be more widespread and intense due to altered pressure and tectonic forces in the absence of the moderating influence of oceans. The planet's surface would be shaped by wind erosion and tectonic activity alone, resulting in a landscape dominated by vast plains, immense plateaus, and perhaps even larger, more active volcanoes. The lack of water's erosive power would leave a stark and less varied topography than the Earth we know. Humanity's existence in an oceanless world is highly improbable. The very conditions that fostered our evolution, the presence of liquid water, a moderate climate, and a diverse ecosystem, would be absent. Even if life arose, it would follow a drastically different evolutionary path, potentially limited to extremophiles thriving in isolated pockets of moisture. Intelligent life, with our complex cognitive abilities and societal structures, seems highly unlikely in such a harsh, resource-scarce environment. Discovering such a planet would revolutionize our understanding of planetary formation and the prevalence of life in the universe, highlighting the crucial role of water in fostering the complex ecosystems that support life as we know it. An oceanless Earth would be drastically different, likely rendering life as we know it impossible. In your opinion, what if Earth had no oceans? Share your thoughts in the comments.